It's also a redo of a video I did Friday night, which I wasn't satisfied with, so I deleted it and started over again. The subject tonight again is the subject again tonight, as you can see, is Duckdb. Subject for tonight again is Duckdb. What is Duckdb? Duckdb is an in-process database designed for statistics and data analysis. Has all kinds of fantastic tools built in, from median to quantiles to just all kinds of things. Now the question becomes, what is Motherduck? Well, Motherduck is the cloud, is Duckdb in the cloud. And I'm of course, as you would expect, I'm using the free version, the free tier. Okay. I'm also playing my stream on my phone to make sure I get credit for something. So anyway, let us begin. Duckdb. Okay. Can we close this? So let's begin. The first thing Duckdb has, it has a nice little describe function. So let's run describe on our data. Since you ask, you can create a new database here. Okay. Then come up here and say create a table from files. Upload your file, so to speak, right? Select the database you want to put it into, and you're off and running. Okay. You can also run this in memory right away, which is why it's called in process. But that's quite all right. So anyway, the first interesting function that Duckdb has is describe. And now we got a list of all our columns here. Now what I want you to notice about this Long Beach animal shelter data is that there's no numeric variables. There are a couple dates, but everything else is, you might call it a categorical or a dimension. Okay. You could also call it you could also you could also call it a survey data. You have survey questions. What's the intake date? What's the animal type, sex, intake conditions, jurisdiction, intake type, very important, reason for intake, interesting, primary callers, and outcome type. So we're going to start with something very simple. We're going to start by calculating the percentage for each animal group. Okay, all we're doing, we're using the main point is this right here. Okay, this is the window over function. Okay, we're going to sort it by the total percent. So we're taking a count, then we're doing a count times 100, then we're dividing it by the sum of counts. Let's see what this looks like here. And we can use the same code for all of our categorical variables. Let's run it on. Let's run on sex and see what the percentage are for sexes. Good. So you can see here again, males are the highest number of inputs. Cats, dogs account for about 75% of the total intakes. What's this down here? Intake condition, very important. Now, when you're dealing with this kind of categorical data, you basically go do the same thing. You go count the number of records for each categorical type, then you go calculate a percentage of the total. Okay, so you can see this. The good news is here's not the good news. 46% of the animals that come to the shelter are normal, healthy condition. That means 64% of more than half of them are not in the normal, healthy condition. Look at this. Injured severe, ill mild, injured moderate. Okay, so let's come on down to our next thing down here. Now you can come down here, and we could create a view for this table, but we're not. We're actually going to do something a little funky with it. So you come down here, we can say, let's create a table here called day counts. Okay, Now we're going to use that day count table, and we're going to use, and now we're going to get our three very useful common functions, four useful common functions. That is the quantiles, 25, 50, which is a median, 75%. Then we calculate the interquartile range using this table here, all right? So let's run this now. And you can see our numbers here, right? Minimum 1, maximum 45, 2,822 records. First quantile is 5, the median is, so the average is, well, actually, I don't have average here, do I? Okay, third quarter interquartile range. Now, there's a second way to do this. We can use a CTE, a common table expression. In the first one, we create our temporary. You know, this essentially creates a table in memory. I'm not even sure it counts as a temporary table. So we could actually run this part right here. Okay. What happened? Actually, it didn't work. Okay, but anyway, so in the first part, we count the total per day for intakes. Because what we want to know what the average number of intakes, the minimum number of intakes per day is, what the maximum is, what the average day count is, the total count in the quantiles. And now you can see that down here. What we have. Minimum of 1, maximum of 42, 45, mean of 153, or 10.5, count, first quantile, median, so the mean is 10. So the median's a little less than the average. The interquartile range is 9. Now, there is a second way to do this. We can do it with a temporary table. Okay, you can say create temp table, day counts temp. Okay, we go come down here, we're going to run the same query. Now, if this works right, after this, if this works correct, after this, the idea of a temp table is that after you finish the procedure, hopefully after we finish running the cell, it will delete this table. Okay, so let's just run and see what happens is. So we create a temporary table with the counts per day. Then we're running our statistical functions against the temp table. Let's see what happens here. Now I'll ask you, which is easier to understand? The CTE function or the temp table function? I'm not really sure because the syntax is almost identical, isn't it? But maybe it's easier to think of a temp table instead of a CTE. Of course, one difference is that you're running two separate procedures. When you're up here, this is all one procedure. But down here, you're creating a temp table, then you run the second query against it, and as you can see, the results are the same. So let's come over here, let's see if the table's still there. Yep, it's still there. So it didn't actually drop the temp table. Okay. Let's take a look at something here. Yeah, so you don't actually see the table here. Okay, but if we were to exit out of this and come back in, okay, this temp table shouldn't be here. But we can also come over here somehow and just put, a drop. But of course, you could create a table and then just drop it back down here if the procedure finishes. Okay. So what now? No, you could actually do some even more interesting with this. Okay. You can actually do some basic data visualization, EDA data visualization. So let's take an example here. Select, I don't know, come back up here. Let's go be an interesting one. Let's start with intake date. Now this is where Motherduck gets kind of fun, because you can do some very basic let's just sort this for the fun of it. can see we got command completion for the column names. Okay. You see, this is nice. What good is this? We got a table here that contains all the dates, right? One date for each row. But what's fun is we come over here, click on this, and now we got a basic line plot of the number of intakes per day. All right. Low is 0 and high is 5. The earliest is January 2017. The last is 12. So that's kind of interesting, isn't it? What else can we do here? Can we do something by month? By day of the week? Let's see some here. Let's see if we got a day name. Let's see some. So it looked like there was, let's call this day a week. Let's see what we got here. Just thinking. So this is nice. We got this by a nice little thing there, don't we? Okay. Let's see. We come back over here now, and now we got counts by the day of the week. Now, to me, that's pretty doggone spiffy, if you ask me. I'm serious. That's a pretty. You can really do a lot of interesting data analytics. It'd be interesting, of course, to do something with some numeric data, but that's a subject for another night. Okay. So as you can see, Wednesday has the most number of. So by default, it sorts it by the categorical, by the numeric variables, even though the numeric variable wasn't stated. Okay. So 7 rows return, 20% on Wednesday, 17% on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 15 on Sunday. Okay. So what else can we do? Well, let's try something. I wonder if we can do it by month. Okay, so this is giving us month number. What else is there here? Month name. Oh, that's interesting. Let's try this again. Will a plot automatically redraw itself? And now we got. Okay, let's do something a little funky here. Month. No month. Let's do this. not day, a week. Num month. Let's do an order by num month and see what happens. So so in this case, it's treating the numbers as a as a as if it's a what am I trying to say here? It is kind of interesting because this would be the numeric day for the day of the week, right? But now we're back down here. Yeah, I was hoping that it would do this, but it's going to continue to do it. Well, June, May, September, August. Not really. That's not really helping us, is it? That's not helping us. So let's just come back here, run this again. Now we're back. We see that June, May, and September have the highest number. Have the June, May, August, September have the highest number of intakes. Okay. Let's see, what else can we do here? Oh, let's see, back up here. Let's collapse this stuff here. Let's collapse this. Let's collapse this. Let's collapse this. Let's collapse this. Let's just collapse these things here. So are you impressed with Duckdb and Motherduck yet? I will mention that be sure to come back here on Sunday evening. I'll be using the new AI-powered spreadsheet program called Quadratic. The site is quadratichq.com. It's basically a Python. What do you get if you actually combine Python with an AI-driven spreadsheet? You get Quadratic. Okay. Be sure to come back for that. We're going to be taking a look at what we're going to take a second look at the shelter data. See what we can do. See what Quadratic can do with categorical data. Okay. Look at Motherduck. Let's see what else we got here. Let's just collapse all these. Collapse all these. Get rid of this. So what else can we have? We can take a look at, have we done anything with animal type yet? Let's go over here. Let's just change this. Because all we're doing, right, is just, it's nothing. We're not doing any calculation on this, all right? Animal type. Name. So now you can see that dogs account for 47%, and cats for 47%, and dogs for 33%, okay? Well, let's look at up here real quick. Let's see. Let's take a look at intake conditions, okay? And again, because this is all categorical data, all we got to do is change the categorical variable for all the code. Okay, run it again. But this is kind of fun to be sitting here and trying and actually. Let's take a look at the condition. The good news, well, the bad news is only 13.7% are in normal condition. Okay. Underweight's as the second most at 22% underweight, underage, underweight. Injured severe a little bit. What else we got up here now? Jurisdiction, intake type. Let's take a look at reason for intake. Let's finish up with outcome type, okay? So this one could be kind of sad, because this is sort of what is the results of the intake. And you saw a hint there, didn't you? 22% is rescue, so that means 22% of the animals that came in for the year. Now you can't do like totals by year and stuff like that. Okay, you can only do it on the whole data set. So the good news is 22%. Well, 40, depending on what rescue means. So it would appear that I'm going to say that rescue and adoption probably mean pretty much the same thing. Okay. And that's 43%. Unfortunately, euthanasia is 18%. Transfer 16%. Return to owner 11%. Shelter, neutered, return 3%. Died, some even died. Over the course of the 12 months, 763 died. Community cat, return to wild habitat and transport. Okay, and there you have your session for this evening. A very quick introduction to how to analyze categorical data using Duckdb and Motherduck. Again, I'm using the free tier. Go by, check out Duckdb, check out the Motherduck, and see what you think. Okay, and drop me a comment below. Again, I put a link to Sunday's video, Sunday's live session, which will be what? It'll be Quadratic HQ. All right. Quadratic HQ, the AI-powered Excel spreadsheet. Wait, I can't see Excel. This is an AI-powered Excel-like spreadsheet. Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Hope you learned something about Duckdb and Motherduck and how to analyze categorical data. And we'll see you Sunday night. Again, the link will be in the description.